How's it going there, guys? James here from Butler Farms, and as you can see, I am nowhere near the garden right now. I'm sitting at the kitchen table just wrapping up a few things that needed to get done. If you watched my little short video when I was down in the garden and you saw how wet it was, guys, we have had non-stop rain and storms most of this entire week and over a week now, and it just keeps coming. It woke me up this morning. It was raining so hard. Before I was even planning on getting up, I was planning on trying to get a little rest. We've been so incredibly busy over the last couple of weeks. It's just that time of year for us. And the rain woke me up this morning. It'll die down, it'll come back. We've got howling winds. I'm looking out the windows behind you over there, and the trees are just whipping outside. But it is what it is. As I said in that video yesterday, I'm not whining or complaining, because what this does is it allows me to get some other things done that I haven't been able to. And usually these are the types of things that I save them to the last minute, because I'd rather be outside weed eating. I'd rather be outside cutting grass, or in the garden, or turning compost and all that kind of stuff. And the parts that I'm taking care of today kind of take a back seat, and then when I need to make some decisions, I'm not ready to make those decisions because I haven't done what I needed to do. So a day like today is not a wasted day when you're trying to grow as much food as you want to now as for your family. So one of the things that I have to think about is a lot of people garden, and a lot of people grow just a couple of little things, maybe some tomatoes, maybe some peppers, and you know, that's fine. I've always told you, grow what you can, grow what you like, grow as much as you want. But we're trying to do a little bit more, and so we are trying to plan over a longer period of time. And this will be my first year in a long time that I will actually get to have a fall garden. I showed you in one of my other videos a little piece of equipment that I got that's going to allow me, after the end of the summer season, to quickly turn that garden under and quickly turn that garden over, and you know, let everything die off real quick. And guys, we're gonna have a fall garden. We're gonna, for the first time in many years, this, you know, the little piece of equipment is going to allow me to turn that over in such a period of time that we're going to have turnip greens, we're going to have collards, we're going to give those a shot. Hadn't done it in a long time, and so we're kind of excited about that. But also just thinking about some of the other ways that I plant, not just in the ground, but also in buckets and in raised beds and things like that. I have to know what we are getting low on and what we are out of, and then those kind of things. And so today has been one of those kind of days. I started the morning, I have so much literature piled up back in my bedroom on gardening and farming and just all facets of it, livestock, plants, and it was just too much. I couldn't have worked my way back through all that stuff or found anything in it if I'd wanted to. Now, the internet is a great thing. Technology for some is a great thing. Y'all know my struggles with technology, as you can probably tell from my videos. But I like to have paper, hard copies of information. And I've got 3-ring notebooks of where I've collected things that I use and that I go back to often. But at the same time, it was time to clean that out. So once I did that, I got to thinking, well, you know what hasn't been done in a long time is our pantry. And so it was a disaster area. As any of you know that have a family the size of mine and with 4 kids in the house, and they just run in the pantry and grab something and it never gets put back where it's supposed to go. And I'm very particular about where things go, as my family will tell you. And so you really don't know what you have in there. You don't know what you have on hand. You don't know what you have in stock. So I took everything down from the pantry and put everything back. I'm very particular about dates on things and stuff like that, but also the things that I produce. things that I can. I didn't get to the freezers today. I kind of have a rough idea of what's in all of my freezers, but the pantry was the problem, because I've got all of these canned things that I've put up over the last several summers and falls and springs and everything else, and I don't know what I have. So I sat down, or I went in there and I rearranged everything, got me a count, and guys, now I'm in the planning stage. You got my legal pad here, and so I wrote down what I was low on, what I needed, and that gets the planning started, not just for the fall, because you know the turnip greens and the collard greens and the things that I grow in the fall will be eaten fresh. I know there's ways to preserve them. I haven't really found one that I care for. I do have a way of freezing turnip greens and collard greens, and they're okay. But I mean, we'll eat most of those fresh simply because that's the best way to eat them, and it's kind of a seasonal thing for us. But I'm talking about the things that I can and we keep on hand, and you know, some of them are now getting several years old, which there's nothing at all wrong with them. I just needed to know what I had. I needed to move the older stuff to the front so that we could use it up. I don't need to be using stuff that I canned in 2024 last summer, and getting ready to, my garden, you know, will produce this year, and keep packing stuff in there when I've got stuff hidden and covered up in there from 2022, 2021, whatever the case may be. We need to use that stuff up first. And again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the food. It's still sealed, it's still good, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it needs to get used. So once I was able to do that, then I wrote everything down and kind of got an idea of where I want to go next. As my garden expands, because again, with that little piece of equipment that I've got, not only will I get to have a fall garden, but as soon as I can get my hands on enough fencing to do the other end of the garden that I've shown you before, that garden's going to double in size. So it won't just be, you know, peas and beans and squash and stuff. I will have some room to do some things that aren't normally staples that we keep around, but things that if I had the room, I would love to have and love to have preserved. And that's just one more thing that we may not eat as regular as we eat the tomatoes and as we eat the squash and as we eat the beans and peas. But it is things that we eat, you know, as part of our normal diet. And if I can grow it, that's just one more thing I don't have to depend on the grocery store for. So with that knowledge, then, as I've shown you many, many times, here I am with my seed book. This is one of many that I have, and I've shown this to you before. I've got these little picture sleeves in this big 3-ring binder, and I have it broken down, as I do, into categories and stuff like that. And so as I made my list of what I have, that turned into a list of what I want or what I would like to try. And now that's turning into me going through my seeds and seeing what I have on hand, what I need to get my hands on, and also to make sure that the stuff that I already have, that I'm using the older seed up first. And you know, it's just part of it. You know, there's never a wasted day on the homestead. There's just not. You know, most days when I'm at work, I'm thinking about being here. And you know, when I do have the Saturday off, it's kind of frustrating that I can't get out there and do anything. I ran through the rain a while ago to go check the mail, and every tree and bush I passed, I could see where it needs to be weed-eated and has needed to be weed-eated for the last couple of weeks. And y'all saw my garden, and it is frustrating. But don't let an opportunity where you have some downtime mean that you don't get anything accomplished. That's when, for me anyway, that's when I'm going to sit down and I'm going to dream, I'm going to plan, I'm going to stock, you know, find out what I have in stock and find out what I need. And it makes life so much easier when it comes time to turn that garden under for the fall? Is there some things I can do in fall that I can go ahead and put up that will free up that space again next year in the spring, and I won't have to use it for, and I can do something else? So just a couple of quick thoughts as I'm wrapping this up. Like I said, after watching that little video I put up yesterday, it sounded kind of like I was whining and complaining a little bit. Guys, there's nothing I can do about the weather. It wasn't whining, it was frustration, because I have so much to do down there, and I'll get it done. That's not the problem. I just don't like my garden looking like that, and I don't like my yard looking the way it does. And you know me, I do not like sitting inside this house. But at the same time, you know, sometimes things happen for a reason, and I needed the rest. I needed the time to go through a bunch of stuff and throw out and put things where they go, and to rearrange so that I can find what I need. And it also gives me time to think and dream and get ready for that next step, whatever that next step is. I even sat down with my little legal pad and started thinking about my step back into livestock. You know, at some point, I'm getting closer and closer to retirement, and animals are coming back on this place. Absolutely do not have time for them right now, and that hurts to say, but it is what it is. It's another one of those things that I can't do anything about right now. So I don't dwell on that. I just start looking toward the future, knowing that the time's coming when I can step back into that area of homesteading again and provide even more and more food and freedom for my family. And that's the whole goal, guys. But I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna put this up, and I'm gonna go find something else to do. Thought about turning the TV on, and there's just too much other things that I could accomplish without you know, pouring that garbage into my brain. So I'm gonna get off of here, and hopefully I'll have an outside garden video for you before long. I don't know when that's gonna be. We're supposed to have rain over the next couple of days as well. So whenever it dries up enough for me to get down there and clean up that garden, I'll give you a garden update, and we'll talk soon. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We're still growing. We're almost at a critical point for my channel, and I'm looking forward to getting there and to sharing that with you when we do. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up also after you watch a video. It helps more than you know. And until next time, guys, just take everything in stride, do what you can, and if the situation doesn't allow you to do what you want, then find something else to do. There's always something to do on the homestead. So guys, I'll see you next time. God bless. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.